What's going on, guys? Matt back here with you for another video. So this is day 2. I said I was going to make a video every single day until Christmas, possibly New Year's. We'll see how things go. But if you want to check out the video from yesterday, I'll put the link down in the description. I shared a little quick release drill I did with a good buddy of mine, Jackson. So check that out. It's a good, quick little video. I give you guys a few simple tips to work on that shot and work on getting that shot off a little bit quicker. So in today's video, I'm just going to sit down here, have a little chat with you guys. I got a question this week on Instagram. Somebody asked me, what are a few good characteristics that you find make a good leader? And I thought this would be a good time to talk about this. I thought this would be a good video to make and share with everybody instead of just answering one little question. So let's get into it. All right, so just for a little backstory, just for a little context on why I think I'm a decent person to talk about this. During most of my professional career, and even when I was younger, I was fortunate enough to be able to wear a C for a lot of the teams I played for, wear an A once in a while, be an assistant captain. So I've had a little bit of experience in the department of being a leader and wearing a letter on the teams I played for. And that's not to say that just because you don't wear a letter doesn't mean you can be a leader. I think the more good leaders every single team has, the better that team is going to be and the better that team is going to perform all year round. We always need different guys on the team to step up, different guys on the team to say something, different guys on the team to go out and make stuff happen. So just because you're not wearing a letter doesn't mean that you can't be a leader on your team. And I actually encourage you, even though you aren't wearing a letter, make sure you are still being a very decent leader on that team. And a decent leader can mean a bunch of different things. So I'm going to give you guys 3 simple tips on how you can be a better leader. So the first tip is be more of a do as I do guy instead of a do as I say guy, right? Nobody likes the guy that's always just talking, telling people what to do, telling people how to play, telling people they messed up. Nobody wants to follow that guy. And especially right off the bat, you're never going to get respect unless you walk your talk and you talk your walk, all right? So make sure you're doing as you expect everybody else to do before you start telling people what to do. So what does that mean? That means being the first guy on the ice. That means being the last guy on the ice. That means blocking shots in the game. That means doing little things. That means stepping up and scoring big goals when the time comes, right? Do the little things. Do as I do, not do as I say. It's simple, but you'll see a lot of hockey dressing rooms around the world. There'll be guys that are constantly running their mouth. They're always telling guys what to do. They're bitching, they're complaining, they're bringing the mood down. Don't be that guy. Be the leader. A silent leader is always better than a vocal non-leader, all right? So do as I do, tip number 1. So tip number 2, I'm going to kind of piggyback and progress from tip number 1. Once you have become that guy, once you've solidified yourself as a guy that's going to do those little things, he's going to show up on time, he's going to show everybody respect, he's going to work his ass off every single day, then you can start being the guy that talks in the dressing room. So the second tip would be never be afraid to say what needs to be said, okay? Oftentimes during a year when things are going poorly, somebody needs to step up and say what needs to be said. Whether someone needs to be told they're playing poorly, whether someone needs to be told they're playing well, needs to be motivated, needs to be pushed harder, someone needs to go talk to the coach to change things up, whatever it may be. Never be afraid to say what needs to be said once you've established yourself as that leader and never before, okay? The best leaders in the world, I guarantee you, the Sidney Crosby, the Jonathan Toews, they're not running their mouth the entire game, the entire practice, but they're picking their spots. So when they do speak, their voice is actually being heard. And that's something I can relate to back in my playing days. I wasn't constantly telling guys what to do or running my mouth or this or that. But when I did speak, when it was time for something to be said, my voice was being heard, okay? That's what you want to do when you speak. You want to be heard. You don't want to just be that guy who's making noise, all right? Let's get on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to show up and show up for yourself and your teammates as well, okay? Now, what does that mean? That means when it's time for things to get done, like there's a big game and you need to be a big game player, the leader's got to go out there and show the guys what's going on, right? The leader's going to be the guy that goes out there and throws the big hit early. He's going to be the guy that scores the big goal, right? Maybe he's the guy that's got to drop his mitts and fight somebody because someone threw a dirty check. Show up for yourself and show up for your teammates. And that doesn't mean just once in a while in that big game. That means every single day. That means you got to set the pace in practice. You got to make sure everyone's ready in the room to get out there when practice does come so we're not wasting 5 minutes dicking around screwing the drills up, right? The leader shows up and leads every single day. So number 3, show up for yourself, meaning get your work done, do what you got to do, but also make sure everybody else is showing up as well, right? That doesn't mean you're the babysitter. That doesn't mean you're telling guys what to do, when to do it all the time. But we got to make sure the train stays on the tracks and the team's always going in the right direction, all right? So yeah, those are 3 quick tips for you guys. Number 1, first things always first. Do as I do, not as I say. Always lead by example first. Then tip number 2, then you can start being a little more vocal and say what needs to be said if something needs to be said, right? The thing that needs to be said always needs to come from the guy who is the guy and is the leader, all right? Or else it just doesn't work, or else it's just a bunch of noise. Number 3, show up for yourself and show up for your teammates every single day. Like I said, there's a million ways to get that done. First guy on the ice, scoring the big goal of the game, getting the momentum going with the big hit, being a good vocal, positive source of energy every single day, right? That is the bonus tip for today. Positive source of energy every single day. Positivity is infectious, as is negativity, right? So we want to get that infectious positive energy going as much as possible. All right, guys? So this is video number 2. Let me know if you guys like this style of video, and if you have any other ideas for different videos or topics you'd like me to touch on. Sometimes it's easier for me to sit down and make one big video as it is to just peck away and reply to one person. So let me know in the comments below if you like this video, and we will do a couple more moving forward. If you guys are still looking for some more content, more skills and drills to work on, check out the free course down below in the description. Lots of good stuff in there. All right, guys, thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you at the next video. Bye for now.